Unpacking Dōgen Genjōkōan. Episode 5. The Boat and the Shore. First, what do we even mean by unpacking? We can define unpacking as the intense scrutiny of traditional Buddhist and Zen texts. A scrutiny that often breaks down the texts, sentence by sentence, term by term, and occasionally word by word. And why even unpack at all? Because not all of us have the opportunity to regularly engage with a living, breathing, enlightened teacher. Understanding that in the Zen tradition, it's this engagement that substitutes for the critical reading of the traditional texts. And so for those who don't have the opportunity to regularly engage with a living teacher, there must be a return to the traditional texts as teacher. And with that return is the understanding that the texts are best approached as sequences of riddles, or perhaps as sequences of landmines. And these riddles must be reconciled, these landmines cleared, if we are to truly make progress. Let's begin. Consider the following text from Dōgen Genjōkōan. A letter to a disciple. When you ride in a boat and watch the shore, you might assume that the shore is moving. But when you keep your eyes closely on the boat, you can see that the boat moves. Similarly, if you examine myriad things with a confused body and mind, you might suppose that your mind and essence are permanent. When you practice intimately and return to where you are, it will be clear that nothing at all has unchanging self. And in aiding in the unpacking of this brief excerpt, we might consider a handful of questions. First, what is Dōgen illustrating with the boat and shore metaphor? And how does this relate to the way we misperceive the self? Next, in what ways does a confused body and mind distort our interpretation of experience? And how might this lead to the belief in an unchanging essence? What does Dōgen mean by practice intimately? And how does this practice function to clarify the true nature of self and phenomena? How does returning to where you are challenge habitual patterns of perception? And what insight arises from this return? And finally, according to this passage, why is the recognition that nothing at all has unchanging self a result of clear perception, rather than philosophical reasoning? And so we've gotten started on Dōgen's Genjōkōan. More to come.